friends, and welcome to another story time with me, Reverend Matt. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I figured as a good way to get started, we could do the singing bowl together. If you remember, the singing bowl is a way for us to help sit still and quiet our bodies and our minds as we get ready to spend some time together. And the singing bowl likes to be the only thing that's making noise. So we have to be quiet and listen to it sing its song, okay? So let's sit crisscross applesauce with our hands in our laps and our bubbles in so we can do the singing bowl together. Let's listen. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much. Before we read this week's story, I thought it would be fun for us to take a look at all the animals you all sent in last week. So if you remember last week's story, we talked about Adam and Eve and how they helped God take care of the world, take care of nature and animals. And I asked some of you to send me pictures of animals you drew. So let's take a moment now and look at those animals that everybody sent in. Let's watch. First, we have a snake from Kurt. Kurt drew an awesome snake that has these red spots on it you can see. And he said that the red spots are there to help scare away predators because it looks like the snake has venom. That's pretty neat. Then next, we have Colby, who drew a Dinotrinoceros. Isn't that cool? A Dinotrinoceros. I can see it looks like it has several sets of 3 there, so I can see why it's a trinoceros, since tri means 3. And it looks happy too. And then lastly, we have a unicorn from Lily. Lily drew a fantastic unicorn that even has unicorn colors. Doesn't that look great? It's such a peaceful looking unicorn. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Wasn't that awesome and so much fun? So I just want to remind you that you can still send in those pictures if you meant to and forgot, or I'll have another activity for you to do this week after our story time. Today, I'd like to read a special book of mine that I found that I really, really enjoy. It's one of my favorite books from the last few years, and it's called The Rabbit Listened, and it's by Corey Dorfeld. So let me read it to you. The Rabbit Listened by Corey Dorfeld. One day, Taylor decided to build something new, something special, something amazing. Taylor was so proud. But then, out of nowhere, things came crashing down. The chicken was the first to notice. Cluck, cluck, what a shame. I'm so sorry that this happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck. But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. Next came the bear. Grrr, how horrible! I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it. Grrr. But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, so the bear left. The elephant knew just what to do. Trump-da! I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering, so the elephant also left. One by one they came. The hyena, hee hee, let's laugh about it. The ostrich, let's hide and pretend nothing happened. The kangaroo, tisk tisk, what a mess. Let's throw it all away. And the snake, shh, let's go knock down someone else's. But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually, they all left until Taylor was alone. In the quiet, Taylor didn't even notice the rabbit, but it moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body. Together, they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." The rabbit listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. The rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin things for someone else. And through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plan to build again. "I can't wait," Taylor said. "It's going to be amazing." The end. Wasn't that such a fun story? I absolutely love that story. And there's a few things I really, really like about it. The first thing that I really like is about how Taylor feels all these feelings through the course of the book. Sometimes Taylor's mad, sometimes Taylor's sad, sometimes Taylor wants to remember, sometimes Taylor doesn't want to remember. And it's a good reminder that when something sad happens, like a tower getting knocked down, when something sad happens, we might feel lots of feelings, sometimes all of them at the same time. And just like Taylor, we might not know what we want to do. Lots of people might say that we should talk about it, or we should forget about it, or that we shouldn't be mad, or maybe we should ruin someone else's. But those aren't necessarily the right things to do at that time. But it's okay to feel all the feelings and to feel lots of them at the same time. What we have to remember is it's okay to feel those feelings. What we need to do is decide what we're going to do with them and how we're going to handle that. The second thing I really like is the rabbit. I like that the rabbit shows up and the rabbit doesn't do anything. All the other animals, they wanted to talk, or they wanted to fix it, or they wanted to do something because they thought they could make it better. But sometimes, just like the rabbit, the best thing we can do is just listen. Whether we listen to someone else or someone listens to us, we just need to listen. And so maybe this week, you can keep this in mind, that sometimes you need to be Taylor and you just need to feel your feelings and you need someone to listen. Or maybe sometimes you can be the rabbit and someone else is Taylor, and you don't need to fix it for them. You don't need to try to make it all better. You don't need to try and get them to quit feeling their feelings, but maybe you just need to listen. Sometimes we're Taylor, and sometimes we're the rabbit, and both are okay. Now, I have one more activity for you to do for me next week. Last week we drew animals. I thought this week you could maybe draw a face, and you could draw a face that feels an emotion. So maybe you could draw me a mad face, or maybe you could draw me a sad face, or something else entirely. And so you can draw me a face and say what feeling it's feeling, okay? And then you can email it to me again, and I'll share it next week, okay? Now, before we end, I'd like to do the singing bowl one more time so we can end our time together. Let's do the singing bowl. Sit crisscross applesauce, hands in our lap, bubbles in. Let's listen. Excellent. Good job, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.